Yeah, so it's 4 a.m. I got my winter clothes back on. It's cold over here. We're in Albuquerque. RV lifestyle, man. So our plans drastically changed in the last week. We were in Alabama and we were going to be in the South for quite a while, but I had started having some issues with my Victron inverter. Maybe not the inverter, not sure yet exactly what it is. Battleborn batteries, we have batteries as well, but the whole solar system we had installed in Phoenix, and I started having problems with them, with the whole system. Just recently, I'd go over 1,000 watts of, I was on solar, testing it out in Alabama, and every time I went over a certain amount of wattage, the inverter just shut down. So I had a couple of conversations with some people online, some friends of ours, very good with solar, Justin, and he told me some things he thought might be happening. So I got me an MK3 USB cable that you need to actually program the inverter to go in and see what the parameters were set at. And there were, I had to order it, of course. It took a little while to come in, a couple days. But when I got it, so I got the cable in, and not sure what happened, but I got on the phone with Battleborn as well to try to help me problem solve or troubleshoot the issues. So basically, the parameters were all right. Most of them. I mean, I had to change some settings, but it didn't make a difference. Anything I ran over 1,000 watts, the inverter would shut off. Bam. Ran the microwave, it would shut off. Ran the hair dryer, it would shut off. Air condition, shut off. And I need those things to work. Of course, with having paid someone to install it and for all these components to be put on, it was quite disappointing. But things happen, so we had to change our plans, man. We were in Alabama. We had plans to go to Gulf Shores to meet my brother and hang out with him for a month, but we had to up and go. And from Alabama to Phoenix is about give or take 1,600 miles, and we could have went somewhere else. We could have went to Battleborn found us an installer that was in Georgia, a little closer to where we were, but the guys that installed it know the system well, and there's a few other things that I needed them to change and check out. So, and it was hot in Alabama. I got my winter clothes back on. We're in Albuquerque. I love this weather. So today is day 4. We left on Monday afternoon. We just decided to go to Phoenix to get a problem solved with the because it might be a faulty inverter, or it could be highly unlikely it's a bad battery. Battleborns are known to last forever. Maybe not forever, but they do come with a 10-year warranty. So, but I guess things could happen. It could be one of the batteries are dead. Low voltage is basically what's happening. But we decided to head to Phoenix after a little bit of thought, a lot of thought, I guess. A couple of hours of dealing with this and trying to figure out what's the best course of action to take. Tracy said, let's just go to Phoenix. I was like, well, it's hot here in Alabama. It's 96 degrees the last week, and we were going to be there for another, in that same location, northern Alabama, for another week. And same thing, 97 degrees is the high for like 3 days. This was supposed to be this week, 3 days. And that's too hot, man. So I was like, well, we're miserable here anyway. Let's take a drive.
You ready? One more day?
Last leg, 6.5 hours, I think.
6 hours. And then we'll be in Phoenix.
All right.
Let's go.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. 8:39, not bad.
We got all the kids. 1, 2, 3.
Stuck in, like when it happened to John. I'm gonna just turn it off real quick. The light, the service thing isn't on anymore.
Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna try to make it to the restaurant, hopefully.
Okay. Well, that was really weird. We were going up a hill and started losing power. We tried to make it to a rest stop, but got there and it was closed. So, we're at a flying J right now, and I think he's on the phone with John and Laura, because I think they had an issue with losing power once before. So hopefully we'll figure out what's going on, and it's not something that's gonna stop our day. So what'd they say?
Well, that's pretty much exactly what happened to theirs. The check engine light came on and the reduced power. I'm still, I am kind of relieved though. The reduced power light came on just like ours did, and they said all they have to turn the engine off and let it sit for a little bit, a minute maybe, and turn it back on. And then it didn't do it again until 2,000 miles, and then she said every 2,000 miles they did, it would do that again. So it's nothing too serious, but I guess the next time it happens again, I'll do something about it. But for now, I think we're good. So
good.
I am relieved.
Well, that's good.
So we finally made it to Phoenix, and we're here at D&R Family Solar, and they're going to kind of troubleshoot what I did earlier over the weekend to try to troubleshoot the inverter problem. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but that's what they're doing inside. So I'll kind of show you guys what that looks like, my setup, as they take it apart.
Two.
Do it again. 13, 3, 2.
Yep.
All right. And the other one.
Okay. 13.25.
Okay.
So.
And it should be 13.
13.4 is a fully charged battery.
Okay. And that was a little under 100%.
Yeah, so there's the tester, there's the needle, doesn't drop that far.
That one's good. That one tested at 13.25.
Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah. So right up there, the 13 volt area, same as the last one, hit the test, drops down to 0.
Got it. So the battery is dead. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
So with anything, you need power, load, and ground. Let's just do this straight. Okay. So I know it's a little confusing right there. So this is your setup. Now a short acts like a ground.
Short acts like a ground.
Yes. So how power works is you got to have ground on the battery bank. It pulls off here, goes to the load, turns on the light, and then goes to the ground. That's the path it's got to complete. So when all these batteries are sending that power there, it's also sending power to this ground. It's acting like it has a load with a ground on it. That's the simplest way to put it. That's not actually what's really going on, because there's actually really no load in there, but it acts like it. So when you turn on your microwave, you got 110, 120 volts, it's also sending power to there because of how the short acts. So when you have all these batteries connected, it's not just sending the load to here, it's sending the load to here too at the same time. That's why, even though this one you only have one bad battery, the whole bank is affected because they're all connected together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this battery is out of the way and these other three are going on, it should work as intended. So, and that's what I'm going to do too. Before I put everything back exactly, is I'm going to do what we were testing, turn on the microwave. It shouldn't drop out because that bad battery is not in there to suck up that power, and it's just going to go to the microwave now. So
got it. Yay! We finally made it to Phoenix, and after getting there, they started working on us right away. Shane got the batteries out, did a test on them, and the batteries, one of them was actually a bad battery. So the test showed, good on one, the other three, and that one battery, just when he put a load on it, the tester showed that it was a bad battery. So we got that tested out, and so we ordered a new battery. We got it in, put the new battery in. That took a couple of days to get the battery. So once we got it, didn't take long to get it back in and test some things out, and looks like everything is working fine. So also I wanted to say that Battleborn batteries are warranted for 10 years. So we sent the battery in. We called Battleborn, and of course, they had us do all the tests, like I said. But also, they asked if we had an easy start or some kind of hard start capacitor on our AC unit. And I thought that was a strange question, but come to find out that if you don't have either one of those, which the newer air conditioners now come with a hard start capacitor, but if you don't have that, it voids the warranty on the battery. So mine luckily had that on it already, but in addition to that, I'm going to install an easy start device on my mid air conditioning unit as well, because that I sometimes will run that off my inverter, or my solar, or even a generator. I do, and that easy start should make a big difference. So I'll try that. But anyways, I wanted to touch on that. But also, in addition to the battery, I had to set some new parameters up and make sure they're all right. All right, so like I said, after setting the parameters up, after getting the battery all installed again, I have this MK3 USB cable. You need an Ethernet cord on one end that actually just plugs into your inverter. You open the box right behind here, it just plugs in here, and then the other end plugs into your computer. It's a USB port. So there's a program guide, and I don't know if you can see all of it, but it walks you through step by step. You can find this guide on the Battleborn website as far as how to program the unit to your battery. So some of these parameters I had to change. These I had to change the voltage input. I can't read all of it. DC input, low shutdown, DC input, low restart, etc. And then some other ones down here, I had to change it to lithium batteries, of course, so depending on the batteries you use. But really the guide just kind of explains everything. And then you also need this tool called, let me close this out here. It's a VE3 configuration tool, and this allows you to change all those parameters. That other piece was just a guide, and this thing comes up. This is how it really looks, and you basically go to port selection, and it tells you in that guide, go to port selection. As soon as it opens up, hit OK here, go to COM port, and then auto detect, and it'll find the target, and then you make all those changes from the guide. So it was really simple to do, like I said, I never messed with any of this before, so like I said, it was pretty easy. And there you go. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Certainly was a learning experience for me, as well as I hope you guys learned some things as well, how to troubleshoot your system. I learned a lot. I hope you did. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so. And some of the other content that we've put out there, if you want to see them, they'll be linked in up here, and just click on them, and we'll keep on rolling, and hope to see you guys out there. So this amazing chili is about to be tested right here. Yep, it is about to be tested.
With your help, we will win back the House. We will keep the Senate. And we will win